I think this is the best lighting we can get, and I'm gonna do it very quickly because I'm literally burning myself here. So hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Silibaziso Mupereki, if you already don't know who I am. And on this video today, I'm going to be discussing the things that you need to have before starting nursing school, or even during your nursing school journey. It's just the things that you need for you to function as a student nurse. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I had fun making it. It's a bit of show and tell, get ready with me type of vibe. So hopefully you have fun as much as I had fun making this video. Let's get into it. The awesome thing about nursing uniform is that it is very versatile and you have many options to choose from. But the main colors we use in South Africa is navy blue and white. Starting from the bottom, we've got our skirts, which can be a pencil skirt or can be flared, and you must just choose it according to your body type and personal preference. Then comes our pants, which can be formal like the ones I'm wearing, or they can be your scrub pants. Just make sure that your skirts and your pants are not too tight because you are going to be bending over, kneeling down, etc., and you must be able to move. Then coming to our tops, this can be plain white or plain white with blue lining, or they can be plain blue like your scrub tops. Then comes your dresses. These are usually plain white. I haven't seen anyone wearing a navy blue one as of yet. Just make sure that all this uniform that you're going to have, they have epaulette holders, because as a student nurse you need to have your epaulets, and then you need to have enough pockets because you're going to be needing them for all the things that you're going to be carrying around. All this uniform can be found at different shops around South Africa. The most popular one is Tank, which is a South African shop, or you can go to Fashion World. You must just look around where you stay and the type of uniform that they offer, or you can just have it personally sewed and tailored for you. So with your student nurses, they usually have a blue epaulette, a navy blue epaulette with white stripes. That's how you know that they're a student. And the different stripes say what year they're in. So obviously if they're one stripe, then they're first year, two stripes second year. And a tip I can give you with regards to your epaulets: instead of buying different epaulets every single year, you can just buy a plain one, and every single year you can just have an extra white ribbon sewed on as your years progress. Like I mentioned in my previous video, your shoes are the ones that you need to splurge on the most, because they are the ones that are going to protect your feet so that you do not get tired easily. I prefer to have a summer shoe and a winter shoe, since it becomes very hot and sweaty during summer and you need to have a shoe that is breathable. And then in winter obviously you need a much more warmer shoe. You must make sure that your shoes have a big enough platform, because that is going to support you the most. You can buy compression socks if you get a lot of swelling in your feet. By law, any healthcare worker is expected to have a name tag that shows their name, which organization they're from, so for you to be a university, and their rank. So it is very important that you get a name tag. You must make sure that it is strong enough to stick on your uniform so that it doesn't fall off all the time, but it can't be hanging on your neck because that can be a danger to patients. You can have the ones on a lanyard, but those should be using at university and not in a hospital setting. Another important thing to have to make your life easy in a hospital setting is an A5 catch-all notebook. You can get this at PNA, CNA, Typo, whatever shop where you can get stationery. It's going to be a catch-all for all the information that you learn in a hospital setting. So during your nursing handover, doctor's rounds, when you go to health talks, when you're dealing with a patient, there's going to be a lot of new information that you're going to be learning. So this is where you write all the abbreviations that you might need to remember, nursing care plans, information about a patient that you need to remember, etc., etc. It's just going to be an easy cheat sheet for you to refer to should you need it while you're helping your patients. You are going to need a lot of black pens. I don't know what happens during shifts, but pens get missing, they get lost. So you need to at least have 4 black pens with you on every shift. You can have a red and a green pen. That's only other colors that you're going to need. And you can have some highlighters. You're going to need a small ruler, like when you're charting your patient's vital signs, I use a tongue depressor. Honestly, it works and it does the job. And then you're going to need a nursing scissors. So you can have a normal school scissors, it does the job, but obviously if you've got the money, you can buy a nursing scissors, but they are quite pricey. And then you're going to need a thermometer. These you can find in any pharmacy, discount clicks, etc. And then you're going to need a nursing watch. You can have a wrist one, but those get a bit more complicated, especially if you're washing your hands constantly. They get dirty and wet easily, so it's better to have the one that gets attached to your shirt. With regards to your BP machine and your stethoscope, you can buy the actual proper expensive ones that will last you for long if you've got the means to do so. But at our university, we were sold a thermometer, stethoscope, and a BP machine for like 300 rand, but they're not the best quality, but it was just for practice purposes. So if you're going to use it just for practice, you can buy that bulk one. But if you need one that you're going to keep in your house, obviously for later on, then you can buy the proper ones. With regards to the stethoscope, you are going to need a proper one by the time you're in your third year when you're doing your maternity, so you can start saving up for that one for your third year. These are the basics of the things that you need to function as a student nurse. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff that you can add to add personality to yourself. You can have an oximeter, you can have stickers if you're going to be working in pediatrics, you can have a bag, you can have a name tag that's got emojis, etc. If you've got the budget, you're more than welcome to go ahead and splurge. Personally, I prefer having two separate bags, one for hospital placement and one for school. This is just to prevent me from leaving some stuff at home. I know all my hospital placement are in one bag. So in my hospital placement bag, I'll have my thermometer, BP machine, my notebook where my hours get signed, my lunch, etc. That bag is usually like the most emptiest one compared to my school bag where I'll have my textbooks, my notebooks, that sort of thing. And then the only thing that I exchange between the two bags would be my wallet, my student card, and my personal toiletry bag that I travel with. Another thing that you're going to need is a white lab coat. This is going to be used for your human biology practicals, physics, chemistry, and skills labs. It has to be plain white, it has to be long sleeved, and it has to be able to be buttoned up. When you're looking for it online, it's usually called a doctor's lab coat, so you can definitely look at Tank. There's a lot of other shops that you can look for a lab coat, or any shop that sells medical equipment, you'll find it there. Okay, with regard to the things that you need for university, starting with your textbook, I would suggest that you do not buy any textbooks until you've attended your lectures. And the reason for this is your lecturers will usually give you a list of the most important textbooks that you need to have that they think would be beneficial for you, instead of buying the whole list that they give you in your module guides, because those are textbooks that they are suggesting and you don't necessarily need to have them. Another thing with this is that majority of your notes are going to be straight from the textbook. So if you're buying the textbook, you're going to have double notes, the lectures that they give you and the textbook. So to save yourself time and money, just don't buy the textbook. And should you feel that the notes are not adequate enough, but you do not have enough money to buy the textbook, you can go to your library. They usually have the prescribed books and you can borrow them for a day. You can take them home, make the notes for that topic that you're doing for that week or for that day, and return it and keep doing that. That's just another way of you reviewing the information. That's what I did, and I never bought a textbook in the past 2 years, and I don't think I plan to buy any textbook. Yes, there are some textbooks that are great. For example, the South African Medical Formulary book, that one you're going to need for the next 10 years until they bring out a new edition. So those books are an investment, so those type of books you can buy. But books that you're only going to be using either for a semester, only for 1 year, I would suggest that you do not buy a book and find a way around it. And with regards to your stationery, in university, obviously they do not give you a list for this subject you need this amount of stationery, for this subject you need a pen, a calculator, and that sort of thing. it's pretty much all up to you and what type of writing style you have or note-taking style that you're going to have. For me personally, I prefer using files where I write notes on separate pieces of paper and I put it in the file. I think it's easier should I need to add extra notes. I do not need to rip out a page, you know, that sort of thing when you're using notebooks. So depending on the type of note-taking system that you're going to have, that will determine the type of stationery that you're going to have. And then the last most important thing is a planner or a diary. University life and nursing school in general, there's a lot of things that are happening at the same time. There's a lot of deadlines and that sort of thing. So you need to have a planner, whether that's a physical one or whether it's a online one like using Google Calendars. And for myself, I'm actually creating one by myself using Word document because I personally do not like the type of planners that I've been finding. I just don't think they work with how my mindset works. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, you can also do that, but you need a planner to sort out your calendar, to sort out when this must happen, especially when you've got a lot of deadlines for like 6 different modules all at the same time. You've got hospital placement, you've got your own personal things that you need to get through. So it is very important that you have a planner and to keep yourself organized so that you do not miss any important dates and you do not fall behind on your work. Okay, so this brings me to the end of my video. Hopefully you guys have been helped by this video, and it gives you sort of like a stationary list of the things that you need to prepare yourself before starting nursing school. So before I leave, I've got a very important question for you guys. Comment down below what you would say or you think is the most important item that you need to survive nursing school. It can be an app, it can be a stationary item, it can be a friend, it can even be a song. What would you say is the most important thing that you need to survive nursing school? Definitely comment down below and we definitely have a conversation with regards to that. Until next week, thank you guys so much. Have an awesome festive season and happy new year. Bye.